I have a bad feeling about this. Well, my name is Ivana, and it's not.
Just because Halloween is over doesn't mean the spooky times can't continue. Courage the Cowardly Dog premiered in 1999 on November 4th. Created and directed by John R. Doworth, this show blends comedy and horror in a mastery that I have never seen before. It provided a springboard that spiritual successors such as Gravity Falls, Amphibia, and The Owl House could emulate. This November, all month long, I'm going to go over every episode of the show, or at least as much as I can. This is my favorite animated series to date. Let's review Courage the Cowardly Dog. The Demon in the Mattress is an all-time classic. Written by Irvin S. Bauer, this episode shows full-on fear.
Ooh, a mattress special?
When Muriel and Eustace order a new mattress, Courage realizes something is up with it. A demon from within the mattress possesses Muriel, and it's up to Courage to get it out of her. After a few failed attempts, Courage consults the internet for an exorcist.
Exorcist?
Exactly, an exorcist.
Being given a list of incantations, Eustace tries to read them but fails. Courage later succeeds, and the demon ends up possessing Eustace instead. At the end of the episode, the mattress along with Eustace is taken away, and Courage and Muriel are finally able to peaceably sleep.
Now this is a bed I can sleep in any day.
The Demon in the Mattress is based on the 1973 film The Exorcist. While not having seen the original film, I may not understand more than surface-level parody, but I can assure you the original film is way scarier than this.
Can one of you boys give me a hand?
While watching this episode, I was gripped with tension. For the first time while re-watching the show for this marathon, I realized that I was actually worried for Muriel. Even though I knew the outcome would mean that everyone would be okay, except for Eustace maybe, it always worries me when Muriel is ever in any grave danger. Having seen the title up front, the episode is a slow boil to the finish. It actually takes around half the episode for anything truly interesting to happen with the mattress or the demon itself. Half the episode is one slowly growing tension bubble waiting to pop, and the other half is the aftermath. And what a wonderfully paced aftermath it is. This episode really holds your attention.
It would be lovely if I could have a cup of tea.
The Mattress Demon, voiced by Tom McKeon, who previously voiced Mr. Mouse, is a delightfully horrible character. I really love the gruff, tough guy front he puts on, the shocking red hair, and the amount of green in the room as well as his character is incredibly scary. It's like the mattress is a corrupting influence to not only the person inside the mattress, but the world around it.
Oh, Courage, stop it!
I also like that the demon lets loose and has fun, even though this isn't really our kind of human fun. This is more of a demonic, psychotic, evil kind of fun. Yet somehow it knows how to thumb wrestle. I also love how the demon messes with Courage and Eustace when they try to stop it with the incantation. I'm not sure if it's a mechanism for defense, but either way, the demon doesn't really seem to be fazed by their incantation. At least until it works. For how short of an appearance they had in the episode, the rat and the weasel have really impacted the series. Not only are they incredibly creepy and weird, they're just off-putting in the right way. The rat, while not doing much, we do see this kind of character type in a different episode in a much larger role. And the weasel also has that scary hiss thing that really turns this character up to 11. We do see them cameo briefly in a future episode in a different state entirely, so keep a lookout for that. The computer also shows up here in a small but important role to deliver the incantation, but also for some brief snark.
Good luck, kid.
The voice on the phone, actor unknown, is very creepy and I'm not sure who it belongs to, which makes it even scarier.
My address is...
We know. We've been waiting for you.
We've grown to know and love Courage over the past few episodes, and he really shines here. All the hallmarks of the character are here. The worries, the bravery, the sass.
I may be man's best friend, but really?
It's all great. This episode shows that he's more of a dog than ever by having him worry about the mattress even before anything bad happened with it. It reminds me of how dogs and cats hide under furniture before earthquakes are about to hit. Muriel is her usual oblivious self in this episode, yet she gets hijacked by the demon. She doesn't get that much to do here other than instigate the conflict and also solve it. And man, is this line her sassiest ever.
We're not satisfied at all. Take your special mattress back.
Eustace is in rare form in this episode. He acts really weirdly whenever Muriel is captured, and it's kind of fun to see. In a strange way, he unites with Courage instead of against him in order to achieve the goal of the episode. It's nice seeing him actually try for something for once, and in this kind of case, it's really brave of him. I almost feel like his comeuppance isn't truly deserved here.
Kick him in the dishpan, hoo hoo hoo.
While we've seen the Bag farmhouse a lot, there are some notable changes here. I love the springs coming out of the mattress as if they would keep it for some amount of time without throwing it away or exchanging it. And in one of the very rare instances, we see the other side of Eustace and Muriel's bedroom. There is a mirror, as well as a dresser, a lamp, and another soft, comfy chair. And there's also one more dresser with a slowly dying plant, as well as some pictures and a picture of Ned. And at the end of the episode, the living room changes once again to have the sofa in it instead of Eustace's chair and the end table. This is also one of the first instances we see of Courage digging up things in the backyard or front yard or side yard. Honestly, it's very unclear what this hole is. Here he first pulls out a ladder and then later on an undergarment for some reason. I'm not sure why he has that there. But we see Courage dig for things later on in the series. Just pointing this out here for now. The cave where the mattress is kept is presumably under some kind of special lock and key in a deep dark cave underground, which begs the case, why even open it up to the public? I really love the green lighting against the red cave background. It almost foreshadows the demon being green. And the carriage containing the mattress is one of the coolest things ever. I'm really glad they brought this back for a future episode. The horse looks amazing, cloaked in green, almost like the mattress itself, with the wheels being CG, and I think most of the caravan being CG as well. Throughout the years, this show has been known for its great blending of mediums, and I'm very happy to see it in full force here. And the fact that it sticks out like a sore thumb even makes the entire picture more uncanny. I also love how the background is a dark red, like almost sunset, and then the inside of the bedroom is in a green. It's a really great contrast, just like the cavern. This single nighttime shot cloaked in purple really looks great. I love how they play with color in this episode. The music in this episode is also really dire and haunting and contains some really great themes for the series. The Demon in the Mattress theme is just 4 notes, but it's incredibly haunting and really well done. The organ music at the beginning of the episode during the phone call is really great. We hear that theme a lot through the series, and we haven't even heard the half of it. There is also a unique theme I call the incantation, played when Eustace is reading the incantation. It really adds to the absurdity of the scene. The Demon and the Mattress also get several different themes for themselves, each one more unique and scary than the last. I would also like to highlight the sound design within the episode. It's very well done and evokes a lot of tension. I love how weirdly layered the Mattress Demon's voice is by taking pieces of what it just said and replaying them in a different octave. It's very scary.
Face it, Sonny, you're a failure!
And as far as a moral lesson for the episode, never give up, keep trying, and you may just win the day. The Demon in the Mattress is yet another all-time classic. Filled with tension, horror, and many scares, this episode is great if you're a fan of The Exorcist. The plot is a very slow boil, leading to a really creepy aftermath. The characters are genuinely frightening and really scary. The set design is color-skewed and warped to show the demon's effects, and the music doesn't let up the horror one bit. While most people think the next episode in this series is one of the best of all time, I think this one deserves an equal honor. Not only as some great television, but also a wonderful homage.
Speak up. Won't hear you in the balcony.
I really enjoyed this episode, and I'd rate it perfect. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. Freaky Fred is truly an iconic episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Written by David Stephen Cohen and Bill Marzulli, this episode is quite the close shave.
I can't wait for that wee lad Fred to arrive.
Muriel's nephew Fred visits nowhere despite Eustace's warnings. After showing Fred the bathroom, Eustace locks Courage inside. Fred then reveals his true intentions to Courage and the audience through inner monologue to shave him bald.
For the first time, I knew just how I felt
about hair.
While exercising his compulsion, Fred recounts the many times this has happened. Eventually, Courage calls the home for freaky barbers and has Fred taken away, but not before one last message from our freaky friend.
With love, Fred.
Freaky Fred is based on a mix of Dr. Seuss and Sweeney Todd. I'm not sure which came first, but either way, it's a strange combination. In discussions of the most iconic episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog, this episode probably comes up as one of the first. Not only has it been reanimated by a talented group of people on YouTube, but it has also endured and been stuck in our heads for over 20 years. Fred drives the plot through his rhyming monologue, and it's the only time this plot device is ever used. The story moves at a pretty quick clip with a lot of tension and dread leading up to his appearance, and then it all comes crashing down once Courage gets locked in the bathroom. From there, we just bear witness to horrible acts committed. Freaky Fred is an enigma of a character. His tall, lanky, and gaunt appearance, the dark green suit, the purple tie, the toothy rictus grin, his dead eyes, and his surprisingly there eyebrows and hair are all put together highly unnerving. And yet, while unnerving, his character is funny. The expressions he makes, the eloquent way of speaking, as well as the small movements he does, are incredibly humorous, even though I'm set aback by the fact that his smile, neck, and eyes all make noises. But possibly the most funny thing about Fred is that he isn't malicious at all, he just shaves you. Other characters of this sort of build-up would be serial killers, murderers, or the like, but no, this guy just shaves you bald. Out of context, this would be even more funny, but within the context of the episode, it is actually quite serious and pretty scary. Paul Scheffler provides his voice once again, and I think it's one of his most iconic roles in the series. It does sound similar to Katz and LeQuack in a way that it's kind of in between. I do love the inflection he puts on every word and syllable. It's like a Shakespearean speech instead of the nursery rhyme he's telling.
I never more was naughty. Well, maybe not never.
Courage takes the backseat to the plot this episode. He doesn't really want to get involved, yet does so anyways. The rest of the episode is Courage trying to get out of the bathroom while not being shaved more by Fred. I find it really cool also that he has a cell phone, he has it in different episodes, and it's really funny to see. And also, it's a flip phone. Classic.
Okay, I'll do it. But I won't like it.
Muriel's even more oblivious in this episode, although this is her family, so she doesn't really see something that wrong. I question how much she actually knows about Fred. He may have actually come to the States from Britain or Scotland or something like that. And she probably doesn't use a computer that much, so she doesn't keep tabs on him through email, and not much through phone probably, knowing landline costs at least at the time of this episode. I do find it really funny that she somehow got the entire TV up the stairs next to the bathroom, as well as her rocking chair, so she can keep an eye on the boys. She also has a watch for some reason. That's pretty cool.
Eustace, our guest is here. Say hello to Fred.
Eustace is somewhat the instigator of the plot, giving us details about Fred that we wouldn't know otherwise. He builds up Fred as a freaky barber, but he keeps on saying it so much that it turns around back to funny. The rest of the episode has Eustace disdained towards Fred and eventually leaving the scene. We check back in on Eustace through numerous cutaways, whether it be in his truck, at the beach, or at the movies. These cutaways provide a small bit of levity to the episode.
Well, I guess I better get.
There is also the voice of one of the Home for Freaky Barbers workers, and while I believe I've heard this voice before in the series, I can't quite place it. It could be Paul Scheffler again. It could be another voice actor, Peter Fernandez, who did voices for the show. It could even be show creator John R. Doworth. Whatever voice actor this is, though, it's a great voice.
Surround the area. Cut the power. We don't want anyone getting shaved in there.
And also in the lineup of characters Courage thinks will be at the door, we have a mummy who shows up in season 2, as well as a large insect in a tux and top hat that also shows up late in season 2, a Hollywood-inspired Frankenstein's monster wearing elevator shoes, and a mime for no other reason than mimes were a target of hate back in the 90s. But what's really funny about these monsters is that none of them resemble what Fred actually is.
Naughty.
We've seen much of the Bag farmhouse, but never the bathroom. And it's a pretty normal bathroom, all things considered. There's a toilet, a plunger, a shower curtain, as well as a bathtub with a mat, as well as a toilet paper holder and 3 pictures on the walls, and some nice seashell wallpaper as well. Opposite the red curtained window is a marble sink with brass adornments, a towel holder, a spigot, as well as 2 handles, a wooden cabinet underneath, and a medicine cabinet styled mirror. Outside the bathroom is a long hallway with the usual flowered wallpaper and a large intricate lock on the bathroom door. The side of the road that Eustace is parked at has a beautiful pink sky as well as a small wooden fence and an asphalt road with a yellow divider. The beach Eustace is at is pretty barren of water, but does have a small hill going up to his truck, and Eustace himself is wearing some orange and white beach clothes. He also brought with him a yellow beach chair and a purple and yellow umbrella. The movie theater Eustace is sleeping at has some nice plush red seats and a dark red aisle carpet. The rest of the theaters is in shambles, however, the walls are very drab and dark, and the floor looks horrible, covered in soda and popcorn. Not very well maintained. The first two of Fred's flashbacks are done in a photorealistic style, but for the paintings are suitably more artistic and cartoony, if not eventually disturbing, that is.
The freak's a barber, a freaky barber with his own freaky barber shop where freaky things happen, freaky barber things.
The barber shop where Fred has his customer is very Old West. There are some wooden buildings outside, as well as a wooden interior to his barber shop, a bunch of barber poles everywhere, a neon barber sign, a large heart-shaped mirror, and several vials and tubes, as well as an open box on his countertop. The wallpaper is pretty nondescript and everything's done in a gray with teal accented furniture and a small wooden chair. The home for Freaky Barber's van has a plush interior as well as orange straitjackets, and for their workers has some nice minty colored suits that also have butt flaps for some reason.
Your hero, ever Doughty.
As far as music goes for this episode, we do get some reused themes here and there. We get a lot of Courage's plan, some of Eustace's theme, and we also get an up-tempo version of Muriel's theme, finally.
Just can't wait for those pancakes, can ya?
Here it is her nephew's theme that dominates the episode. Fred's theme here is literally insane. It worms its way into your brain with its simple melody as well as light, bright instruments that are used within it. It's hard to describe in that it's both beautiful and horrifying when listening to it. Just be careful listening to it too long, it might make you feel naughty. And as for any moral takeaways in this episode, this is what I want to talk about the most. Like I've said before, Freaky Fred is not supernatural. He is a normal person. In the last couple of years, I have been reviewing every single Disney film on my website, JesseHechtCreative.com. While this is a shameless plug for that website, the research I've done watching each movie and going through all of them made me notice two things about the villains. They can be either very fantastical and over the top, or very down to earth and recently very real. Freaky Fred, while not really truly a villain, is falling into the latter category. The moral and lesson of this episode is that anyone, including family, can abuse you. It is a harsh truth of life that some people will experience firsthand, but luckily most won't. And also luckily for his victims, Fred's mental illness and compulsions cause him to act out in a way that luckily is reversible. Even though we know that Courage's hair loss here is temporary, it begs the question why Eustace, a bald man, hates Fred. It could either be that he could never get his services, which he wanted, but that's highly doubtful. Or it could also be that Fred shaved Eustace's hair and he just kept it that way. But the third and most likely option is that Eustace hates everyone regardless of who you are. Freaky Fred is a classic, iconic episode with dark subject matter. The plot moves at a quick pace driven by Fred's inner monologue. Fred himself is an enigma of a character with many different interpretations depending on how you see him, and he brings Courage, Muriel, and Eustace along for the ride. The art direction is very character-driven as well as minimal. The dialogue given in the episode, while mostly Fred's, is incredibly well done in rhyme, and the music and sound design purposefully drive me insane. Freaky Fred is this iconic of an episode for a reason, and I love it as much as you do. To rate it any lower than this would be naughty.
Why, now, that would be weird.
I really enjoyed this episode, and I'd rate it perfect. Overall, we have two great episodes of Courage the Cowardly Dog, both with a Muriel focus. One with a visiting demon for Muriel, and another with a visiting nephew for Muriel. And while we don't get much of the expansion of Nowhere, we do know that the horrors come to the house. With one episode being scary and the other being disturbing, the sky is the limit for this show. If I had to choose between Demon in the Mattress and Freaky Fred, I couldn't. They are two perfect episodes put together, with equally dark subject matter. So that was two episodes of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Let me know which episode was your favorite in the comments. I'll see you next time with another pair of episodes. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Feel free to click like, subscribe, share, or leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com, where you'll find more reviews like this one. Thanks again for watching and keep being creative. Stay tuned!